Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the troublesome reign of King John, and we get to hear from Arthur today in Act 1, Scene 12. So Arthur has sort of been thrown out in the cold with this whole there's going to be a marriage between Lewis and Blanche thing, and Constance is very afraid of what's going to happen to him in the future. And rightfully so. King John rather strongly suggested in the general direction of Hubert that if Arthur didn't exist anymore, King John would be much happier about that. So at the top of this scene, we had Hubert saying to a few henchmen, go hide in the other room. Like, none of us really want to do this, but we have to do this because the king says we have to. So you go hide in the other room, and when you hear me say, God save the king, then come in and you're going to help me tie Arthur to a chair, and then you'll leave and I'll take it from there. Which they do. The henchmen leave. He starts talking to Arthur. He shouts, God save the king. They tie Arthur to the chair. Arthur's like, what's going on here? And Hubert's like, I have a sad story to tell, but I don't want to tell it. And he's like, just get on with it. Just get on with it. And Hubert is like, well, look at this letter. This letter from the king, from King John, says that I am supposed to put your eyes out. Like, stab your eyes out. And Arthur says, oh, monstrous damned man. His very breath infects the elements. Contagious venom dwelleth in his heart, affecting means to poison all the world. Unreverent may I be to blame the heavens of great injustice, that the miscreant lives to oppress the innocents with wrong. Oh, Hubert! Makes he thee his instrument, to sound the trump that causeth hell triumph? Heaven weeps. The saints do shed celestial tears. They fear thy fall and sight thee with remorse. They will knock thy conscience, moving pity there, willing to fence thee from the rage of hell. Hell, Hubert, trust me, all the plagues of hell hangs on performance of this damned deed. This seal, the warrant of the body's bliss, insureth Satan, chieftain of thy soul. Subscribe not, Hubert, give not God's part away. I speak not only for eye's privilege, the chief exterior that I would enjoy, but for thy peril, far beyond my pain. Thy sweet soul's loss, more than my eye's vain lack, a cause internal and eternal too. Advise thee, Hubert, for the case is hard, to lose salvation for a king's reward. So this is Arthur begging to keep his eyes, as one would when you find out that your eyes are supposed to be poked out. First, he curses King John. He's like, that man is awful and terrible and horrid. And then he's like, I shouldn't be crying to the heavens, but I have to cry to the heavens for this, because the heavens are weeping at this. The saints are weeping at this. And not only for the loss of my eyes, the potential loss of my eyes, but also for what that's going to do to your soul, Hubert, if you take them. Like, this is not a good thing. This definitely puts you in league with Satan and with hell, and this damns you for all eternity if you take my eyes out. Is that really worth trading your soul so that the king's gonna like you a little bit better? And Hubert is like, yeah, but I have to do what the king says. And Arthur's like, but what about God? Like, God made laws that say that you don't have to do this sort of thing. And they get into a little bit of wordplay back and forth of, okay, but what about this? No, but what about this? No, but what about this? Sort of Arthur's peeling away the excuses why Hubert should and or has to poke his eyes out, because of course he doesn't want that to happen. And Hubert just keeps falling back on the, but this is what I'm supposed to do, but this is what the king has ordered me to do. This is what the king has ordered me to do. I have to do what my king tells me to do. And Arthur is going to have another response to all of that in the form of another monologue that we will hear tomorrow. Once again, hoping that he can keep his eyes. So I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.